Aquatics Nation, this is your community, and I am your host of the Aquatics Today podcast, Jamal Hill. So strap in, whether you're on your way to work or you're already there. Let's get inspired. Let's get it going. Top of the top, Aquatics Nation. I got to tell you, I am so excited this morning. The Aquatics Equity Summit is quickly approaching, and I'm telling you, we have got a powerhouse of a lineup. And you know, as a matter of fact, let me introduce you to one of those speakers right now. Hey, Leland, are you here with us?
Hi there, everybody. My name is Leland Brown III, and I am the Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at USA Swimming. I am looking forward to you all potentially joining me as I am speaking at this year's Aquatics Equity Summit. And if you'd like to register and or put in a registration like at this exact moment, please head over to aquaticsequity.com. We're waiting for you. Looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you so much for that, Leland. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Leland Brown III, Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, will be one of the powerful speakers at this year's Aquatics Equity Summit. That's going down April 20th. Next month. We're less than a month away, April 20th. So make sure you just hop on over to aquaticsequity.com and get registered. Thank you so much. Check it out. Today's inspirational quote is brought to you by Swimply. Escape locally and enjoy the luxury of a private pool whenever you feel like it by visiting swimply.com. Today's quote of the day is very popular, and like most popular sayings, it's actually very often misquoted. Here it is. What gets measured gets managed. That's where it usually stops, but I got the whole quote for you today, Aquatic Station. What gets measured gets managed. Even when it's pointless to measure it, and even if it harms the purpose of the organization to do so. That is a quote from the father of modern entrepreneurship and management, Mr. Peter Drucker. And that's really, really powerful for a lot of reasons. Obviously, today's episode is all about, why tracking and metrics are crucial to the success of your organization, crucial to the success and growth of your mission. Before I even get into those 5 reasons, those 5 tips for you today, let me tell you a personal story. And actually, this personal story I'm sharing is one that I heard. I heard it from our guest speaker, Leland Brown III. He was telling me about a time back when he was a community organizer and he was working at an elementary school. He organized a party for a kindergarten class, and he just knew this was the best party that ever existed. Aquatics Nation. He had clowns, he had pizza, he had a dunk tank, he had movies, he had everything. This is by far, 100% hands down, the best party that's ever been thrown for a kindergarten class. And what was interesting was that as the party went on, Leland said there were a handful of students, a couple in particular. One student came up to him and said, "You know what? This party really sucks." Can you imagine that? Throwing the shebang of the year and one of your guests coming up to you and saying, "Yeah, this freaking sucks." And Leland is shocked. He's like, "What do you mean this sucks? I threw this party. How could it possibly suck?" And the kid said, "Well, for one reason, I'm gluten-free, Mr. Brown. I can't even eat any of this pizza." And guess what that did? That spawned another kid to come up and say, "Yeah, it sucks. I'm not gluten intolerant, but I'm vegetarian." And what did Leland do? He had all meats pizza here. He had no gluten pizza here. And, that speaks to our generation a little bit, right? Taking it back. It was a different time, but ultimately, the point here is a few things. Number one is that if Leland did not have an opportunity for feedback, he would have gone forward thinking that everyone was absolutely pleased. And the second thing is that tracking and measurements are valuable in of themselves. However, to maximize that value, they have to be combined with market research. we have to speak to the people that we're looking to impact. We have to understand the goals from that perspective, not from that biased perspective, right? From the holistic market perspective, and then move forward with tracking those things. So, with that said, everybody, let me go ahead and break this down for you today. Listen up closely, and we're gonna ride through this. The 5 reasons why you want to be tracking your metrics. Here we go. Ultimately, measuring metrics is gonna help your organization understand where they have been, what strategies have worked, the ROI of strategies used, and a whole slew of other benefits. And we want to pair that with market research on a continual basis to track and measure the performance of your organization. Here go some of the benefits. I'll list them out for you, so I hope you got a pen ready. Benefit number 1, we're going to eliminate biases. By using continuous performance measurement and tracking, you will be able to get insight into the market and industry changes. Maybe those current conditions are great. Maybe those current conditions are just okay. But rather than guessing at the future market and industry shifts, we can use market research. We can use the track record to make educated predictions and to keep tabs on our consumers. Whether those consumers are students for swim lessons, whether those consumers are employees in the form of lifeguards. Number 2, you're gonna better understand changes in the market, okay? The market is always unpredictable. Nobody foresaw COVID coming. Nobody foresaw, especially in the aquatics industry, the big hit we would be taking coming out of COVID. One of my kind of favorite quotes about this is, you never know who's swimming naked until the tide comes in. And let me tell you, COVID washed away a lot of things that we took for granted in the aquatics industry. One of those big ones, lifeguards, recruiting lifeguards, community engagement. So very similar to point number 1 and eliminating those biases. In order to have a better understanding of market fluctuations, that's going to be able to have our organizations be more adaptable and successful when taking on new opportunities. Continuous measurement and tracking is going to get you an inside look at these changes and help you understand the why. Okay, and once we get that why, then we can project out and think about how we accept and take on these new changes. Number 3, third reason why we need these metrics tracking. We need a continuous stream of real-time data to monitor progress. Do you hear me? We have to have a continuous stream of real-time data to monitor progress. This is one of the most important keys because changes are always occurring among internal organization practices as well as outside factors. Consider changes such as staff, management, location, the product, your consumer base, other organizations entering the market and leaving the market. All of these are going to affect your bottom line. They're going to be affecting your mission. They're going to be affecting your impact. You got to keep your fingers on the pulse of your business, okay? Because if you're not measuring the pulse, it's as good as dead. It's not reading anything. Number 4 goes hand in hand with number 3. Guess what? If you're tracking data in the real time, you will earn the privilege of identifying problems in the real time. If you are tracking data in real time, you will earn the benefit of identifying problems in the real time, okay? So it's bound to get critiques and negative feedback. That's a given. And most people are afraid of that, which is why they don't track. And of course, it's disappointing to receive negative feedback, but this is going to allow your organization to improve. Without asking for feedback, your organization is going to miss out on a ton of great reviews and information. So much so, that we believe there's much more benefit in obtaining negative feedback than positive, right? Because this ultimately is going to help you identify what areas are most important to improve. Aquatics Nation, here goes that number 5 reason. You get to quickly explore pertinent questions, right? You're tracking, you're identifying problems. Now you get to ask the right questions and make updates to the surveys and addressing the new needs. For example, right, let's just say a new competitor or a new challenge enters your marketplace, right? You're facing this challenge of lifeguard recruitment that you've never faced before, and you want to understand why. You want to understand why you're facing this, what the perception is of your organization, what the perception is of some organizations that are not experiencing this. Look, not everyone is going underwater right now. Most of the industry is, but not everybody. So what is setting them apart? These surveys and understanding how to ask the correct question, the pertinent question, could be the perfect ground for you to test new ideas, marketing tactics, and ultimately to explore new opportunities. Aquatics Nation, you know what? I know I said I'd give you 5 reasons. I'm going to give you one more. I'm giving you a bonus this morning because I want you to get fired up, get out there, and get active. The number 6 reason, the bonus coming to you, continuous customer engagement. Yeah, I saved the best for the bonus. Continuously measuring and tracking performance helps organizations stay in tune with customer engagement by regularly surveying customers. Organizations are able to stay top of mind. Who are your customers? Your customers are your staff. Your customers are your other partners in the industry. Your customers can be other cities. Your customers can be the students coming to take those swim lessons. Your customers are the parents who are signing up those students to take swim lessons. Heck, your customer could be the mayor of the city. There are so many levels here that are going to be benefited, that are going to grow once we start to implement metric tracking. So I hope today was beneficial to you all. And as you go forward, keep it simple, all right? Keep it simple and start where you are with what you have. And just know that measuring today is far better than not measuring tomorrow. We can't worry about yesterday. Today is a fresh start. This is an opportunity. This is where you start to build your track record and really understand the nature of the beast that you're struggling with. Aquatics Nation, I love you. As always, suit up, take the dive, go be that hero.